Architect to another, a talented Israeli architect, author, and filmmaker is paying tribute to the city of our ancestors, the hilltop city of Sfat. Nili Portugali's book and film about the mystical city is called "And the Alley She Whitewashed" in light blue. And we're very happy now to be joined by Nili Portugali here in studio. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Hi.
So first of all, tell us a little bit about, I myself have spent a lot of time in Sfat and I love it. Tell us about the memories of your childhood. I know you're 7th generation from Sfat.
Yeah.
So tell us about your family in the region.
Well, my family has been living there, since early 19th century. And my grandmother, she founded, a small, nice hotel at the end of an alley at the old city. I think, I really spent most of my childhood there in Sfat, and this was the word that had, I think, the most impact on my worldview as a whole.
So tell us about why you decided to make a film. Was this a personal accomplishment for you? Was this kind of something to do to dedicate to your family and your grandparents and great-grandparents from Sfat?
No, as I said, if it was just for my, holistic approach to architecture, I think it's presented already in my buildings and in the books that I published. And if it was just for the childhood memories, I don't think I would do a film. But as I said, I thought there was a substantial connection between the two. And since I started to do architecture, there were actually two things which I asked myself: what is actually the secret of all these places that endowed with soul, that have this emotional feeling, that you experience there? And what is the secret behind them? And what is actually the art of making that actually makes these places? So, I was in the scientific world doing research, I got the answers, but then I thought that, Buddhism, the philosophy of Buddhism also has some, answers to my question because of the holistic way of thinking. And I went up to Dharamsala, to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and the way you go up to Dharamsala in India, it's basically the same, physically very similar to the way that you go up to Tzfat. And when I went up there, I thought to myself, well, maybe on this uphill road I was already.
Wow.
And maybe the insights or the answers to the questions that I was, asking myself, I already got in my childhood in Sfat.
Wow. And a book. So tell us about what made you decide to write the book. The film came first, correct?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, the book actually, first of all, it has a beautiful gallery of pictures that were extracted, from the film. But then the book actually explains in a very profound way how my holistic approach to the arts as a whole and to architecture generated the actual process of the way that I did the film. You see, I'm not coming from the film industry. I'm coming from the world of art and architecture. And so the whole way that actually I did the film was very different from the normal way of doing film. So actually this is a sort of explanation what is behind the process. And so I decided
to go forward.
To document it also in a book, and it's bi-language. It's Hebrew and English.
So tell us, in your understanding of it, explain the meaning of the light blue color in Sfat. I mean, we know there's a lot of spiritual components to it. We've done a lot about it, but what is special about the colors?
Well, I tell you what, you see, the light blue is one of the two colors of the Kabbalah. I mean, what they say is really that the light blue connects you to the heavenly, or it actually brings you to enlightenment. And you see, the name of the film, "And the Alley She Whitewashed in Light Blue," was whenever I came in Passover to Tzfat, I used to see my grandmother at the end of the alley near the entrance to the hotel, whitewashing the wall in light blue. And this was, you know, things which really very much in my mind. But the reason I showed it was not only for the colors, because, you know, the whole film also, as I said, talks about what is the way that one should make any creation. So to get places that you really feel at home and has this sort of emotional feeling or experience. And I think that the way that she was doing it, by the way, it's like the way that the Tanga painters in Tibet really immersed in, you know, in the whole process. I mean, it's like really a meditation for them, which really brings them to enlightenment. You know, it's not just washing the wall, but, and also in the film you see the way she was peeling the apples for the guest. I mean, all of these, you know, I think that this is the way that architecture and any art should be.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey and experience. And again, the book is available and the film is available. So thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, and anyone who has the book has a free link to watch the film at home.
Amazing, beautiful.
Which I think is nice.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Take care. We'll see you soon.
My pleasure. Thank you.